Okay. I haven't touched this since like last week, so I didn't even remember. I'm glad I see that. Asked me. It was so I hadn't written all this. Oh wait, no, right, that one. Like a part of the top one. But I now need to remember where I left off because I haven't touched this since like last week. This is why, like, oh, to be honest, I was debating whether to do this today or this game again, and then start it next week. But I think I'd rather do this honestly. Oh, because what is it? Next week we'll go back to like the the schedule I had, right? Where it's like gaming Monday, Friday during the day, and then all the other slots are for the most part coding studying. We might take like Wednesday nights off here and there depending on how I feel. Okay. So where we left off, we made the new list one where um yeah, this should be fine because we'll just run this at the beginning to make sure. Try the checks are okay for I think I already did that one too soon. Where does it get pulled in though? I think I just made it and I didn't actually like put it in. What's up today? You ready for the free rolls for the flash and until the New Year's? Ready to roll for the snick. I think the hardest part when there's like roulettes with something I want to spark for is I have to like wait a couple days so that I don't waste as efficiency. I'm curious how like Snake's kit's gonna be. Like if she'll be like a buffer attacker, like what? Because like Vikala's like a dodge character. I don't think they'll make Snake another dodge. I'm still kind of sad that Vikala's like literally the only Zodiac I don't have yet. Zodiac pick ticket for anniversary. Rage. Let's make a new list. Or continue already made list. Choice equals new. List of choice, and then new list pulls in new list. Oh, here it goes. And then it pulls in directory, which then checks if the directory exists. If it doesn't exist, it makes it. If it does exist, it just returns the yes, and then it just continues on. so close to the 200 space. Good. Stay in those 200, in those 20s. You stay away from those 200s. You gotten too many. Gotten too many. Oh. Are you done with the power world? You finish robbing those stones from their resting place? Yes. Go check out the tree, bro, if you have it. Very cozy rock robber. Yeah, honestly I don't look at the wheel spin. Ever since I found out that like it doesn't matter. It just chooses and the wheels like just for looks. I just double click the home button so that, and then I just go to the draws and see how many it gave me. Which is like I ain't got time to sit here and stare at this wheel. But it makes see what the month of the year is. This is the code 1 million times longer. No, this is different code. That code is this one, which is 150. And it'll get even longer because once I finish learning what to do here, I then have to like incorporate that into this and figure out how I'm going to do that. But since I tackled this one making functions ahead of time, it should be a little cleaner to read. Less big block. Oh, no. Get the tower one. But this one will probably be pretty long too. I don't know, my mom wanted a program that she could like type in uh like food she's made. And then apparently at some point I have to figure out how to make it into an app because she's like, can I put it on the phone? And I'm like, Ma, I literally been only learning how to do this for like a month. So now I need to like that's like next on the chopping block. Learn how to make it a mobile app. I guess like technically that would work too, because I can make it a mobile app for this too. If I get around to it, but parents in their bro. When my mom found out emotes exist, I was like, stop. She's like, but why? I was like, stop. Like, you're too damn old to be sending emotes in text messages. Stop. Don't be sending me no emotes in those text messages. She's like, but they're so cute. I'm like, all right, cool. Send them to somebody else. Don't send them to me. Too old to be doing that stuff. That's like if she wrote a note and then put like a smiley face, winky face on it, and I'd throw that note in the fire. I'd be like, that note is the devil. Banned. Perm banned. You have a good Christmas time, Malty? I don't know if I asked you that. I don't think I have. I don't know if you had any plans this year. If yes, it pulls in a new list. So it'll make the new list. Continue. What list would you like to continue from? Oh, I need to make a function where it checks if this exists. Right? Like on the list of things to do, right? Mm, function for if the user wants to add syntax to make input. Function to double check if the user meant to write. Function to check if the input is an integer. A function to delete a file, a function to specify string, a function to add a string to a file, like read file. Yeah. Finding yourself use XD a whole bunch. It's being corrupted. He's being corrupted, Ma. Get the flamethrower. I like very rarely use X. If I do, it's like the lowercase x, uppercase D. You know, I just I enjoyed what you said. If it's like through DMs, I use GIFs for that. I'll send like a giggling GIF. I've done a lot of GIF reactions. That's from back in the day. Back when they first started adding GIFs to what was it, Curse? I think it was like one of the first DMing apps that I used that had like GIF sends, and like we had a group chat thing that we would just communicate in GIFs. Sometimes I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up and there'd be like 4 hours worth of just GIFs talks, just back and forth. But I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? GIFs are too much work. I'm gonna if you feel like you need to send one back. I'll re-gifting. No, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just how it is. I usually find like someone who it's just like that's just how we don't like primarily talking gifts, but it'll be like the natural reactions, right? To like agreeing to something without being like, okay, we'll just send like a thumbs up gif or like a nodding gif. Uh, good to read the entire list line. Check it. Else is all specific, right code to take user info, what dish to serve exception. And when needed. Alright, so we got a decent amount. No. Writing and figuring out to do. I think I'm gonna try to do the list check one is probably like one of the easier ones to get done because it's basically just this. Getting rid of indents when I'm trying to like just move stuff over annoys me. I was wrong. Not find the path specified of study Python. Oh, did I not rename the... Yeah, I didn't rename. I forgot about that. You sure? Did it not save it as a text? Oh, I think it's because I forgot to put the .txt when I made. Oh, pain. Something I need. Zombie. Why is it not showing the... It made like a new... Is it because it's a... No, it should just show. Yes. It has to be like some sort of shortcut that gets rid of indents. I misspelled it, bro. I'm so bad at spelling Jenny. Oh no, I was right. I don't know why every time I spell January, I always feel like I spell it wrong. Oh, that is the wrong thing. Thought I caught that. Oh, it's because of the break. Why? Yeah. I was wondering why it was stopping, and it's because of the break. Why do I have the break in there? It's a for loop. It's not gonna like infinitely run. Okay, so it works. And then it tells you what like if it's .txt or not. I wonder if I do. Will that make it a text file? Yeah. Okay, so that's important because I want people to be able to open it and read what's in it. Like if they don't want to like go through the thing itself, like have that as an option. If they just want to go to the text file and just like see it. It's just that I don't know if you could save text files on mobile. On mobile, I don't know what to think of that. I wasn't planning on tackling like phone apps anytime soon, and then mom's just like, "It'd be nice if I could have it on my phone," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, you know what? It'd be nice if money rained from the sky for me doing nothing. That would be good practice." So that's the path. The game finishes went to overtime. Playing since you woke up. Well, one Jimbo, you put a capitalized NOT into that sentence, so it makes me doubt that. But that's extra effort. And then, second of all, when did you wake up? When did you even sleep? That's my big question. And why did you wake up and choose Valorant of all things to play? Mm-hmm. Oh no, this is supposed to be path, not list name. Got called an addict, as you should be. As you should be getting called out. I don't know who this is, but I like them. They are correct. Jimbo, you're an addict. Stop it. I'm too addicted to his Valo E-boy angles. Also, hope you had a good Christmas, Jimbo. Hope you didn't crash out too hard. Did you do anything? Anything special? Any food? Uh, let's check. Hmm? That should have returned the error message. Why didn't it? Did I spell it wrong? I probably spelled it wrong. Great Christmas. Christmas good is always good. I'd hope if something's good is always good. You're right, Jimbo. You're right. Christmas good is always good. You're right. Yeah, I don't think you can talk me out of that one. That was funny. That made me chuckle. Ugh, I've been delaying it, but I need to play fucking Apex at some point so I can get the Watson skin. Oh, wrong one. Oh yes, yes. This needs to be a break. Oh wait, no, because we're not in a loop. It needs to return the print statement. What it needs to do. Oh wait, no, not neither. Oh, I guess in this context it doesn't need it. Yeah, but in here I'll have to have it actually print and then do something else. Probably run new list again. I'm gonna play Apex without take time away from your addiction. Yeah, I don't want to play Apex, but I do want the Watson skin. So therefore, I will sacrifice my sanity for the Watson skin. Because I'd rather just play Supervive, but there is no onesie Nessie Watson in Supervive. So okay, so this works. It's not done though. I need it to. I was also watching someone play, like someone I stumbled across on Twitch last night playing Apex. I was just watching it. I was like, man, I really don't want to play this game, but I really need that skin. I would be remiss if I let that skin pass me by. Honestly, what I needed to return? I needed to return something to tell this to run itself again. Literally, the only thing the game has going for it. No, the only thing the game has going for it is that the BP pays for itself, and it has skins. That's a two-part caveat. But if the BP didn't pay for itself, I wouldn't give two shits. I should look that up with Apex, but you just lost interest in the game. Yeah, I mean, their map designs have been kind of meh. Like, well, I mean, we haven't had a new character in a while. Yeah, I think what Conduit was the last one. What was the last new character? I think it's Conduit. Yeah. No, Alter. Right. Alter was a new one. I said I don't think we've had a new character in a bit. We've had a lot of rebalances, but even then, like, uh, the way they're balancing things doesn't make me interested. The MMR is kind of fucked, so even less interest. I don't really particularly feel like being KD fodder for master players and high diamond players who just don't want to do ranked. And then on the off chance that I do like decent enough and hold my own in a fight, then I have to deal with red players later. I'm chilling. All I ever really do is just play mixtape because at least that way, if I'm gonna die with a flat line in my hands, or at least something somewhat usable, hopefully. What do I want this to return? I need to change this to make it check itself. My account is at an all-time low. I mean, even when it was at an all-time high, like MMR was fucked. Honestly, like I don't know what they did. Every time, like for some reason, it's like pub MMR is intrinsically tied to whatever they do with the rank system. Because every time they do something to the rank system, it always fucks with the MMRs in the on the pub side, which means the code there is like tied up. Every time they change one, it affects the other one. There was only like two seasons I think where the pub MMR wasn't that bad, and those were the two seasons where you had to like be a full time Apex gamer to be able to like hit a decent rank because you had to grind really hard. Game's on the way out, yeah, yeah, because like they've changed that. They've they've like been shooting themselves in the foot by changing the things that like endeared people to the game of like being able to buy some event skins if you save up and stuff like that. Because now it's like I don't know about the last couple of events, but the last event I looked at last season, it was like the last like two or three were oh well you can buy this RNG pack with crafting mats, but you can't buy the skin you want. And I'm just like, bro, I have like no interest. If I'm gonna gacha, I'm just gonna play a gacha game. I'm not gonna play a fucking FPS game. I don't really mind the BP change after they changed it again to not just be money only, because that was honestly the fact that they even someone even thought that that was like something that would fly was it would just boggled my mind. It shows they have no idea what their player base like sticks around for. Like I don't really mind the new BP per split, but that's because like TFT did it. Or that's what TFT does, even though they don't do splits anymore. So it's kind of weird that TFT still does that, but dark shoulders don't really mind. That's actually like a smart way to get people to play more. But yeah, just in all, I just don't care. The fact that they went into like so hard into the universal heirlooms before at least giving heirlooms to like most of the older characters that have been out for a while that people have been waiting on, kind of whatever. The fact that they changed the um like the stuff that you get from whatchamacallit, whatever the heirloom, the prestige skins for the characters were, right? Like they used to come with an emote. Or oh no, the recolors, right? I don't know. Yeah, the recolor, right? The recolor weapon, that one, not the prestige skin. The recolor weapon where like wraiths and like revenants, you had like an emote, but then they started changing it to like a finisher or something or some other thing, and I just could not give two shits. Like they're just doing way too many questionable decisions. What do I want this to return? This needs to return something to tell this that it's like it needs to loop back to here. Oh, it should be while ants equals new. Do this. So then I can have this return ants equals new. Or have it return ants equals no. And then it'll continue. It'll break out of it and then continue on the loop. Why are you indenting? Oh, because this is a string. This. And here have it. We'll call this, and then this will return as new, which should make it technically loop. Well, it needs to return something else. But I kind of have the angle on it. Oh, I can have it do ants and list name, right? And so I can have it pull both. Let's check ants list name. Mm. Take my heart, don't break it. Love me to my bone. All this time you were right there all alone. Apex keeps shooting themselves in the foot. CS keeps shooting themselves in the foot. I feel like doing anything. Yeah, it's just that like in Apex, I feel like it's one case where they're just trying to milk as much money out of the game as they can, which has been the case for a while. CS, I don't know. I think like CS is just a mix of like outdated ideas, thinking that like people still want to do certain things, but then mixing them with like new ideas, but not doing a good job on it. But I've been so out of the loop for CS that I don't really know. Mm-hmm. Know it when you know it. I don't. Mm-hmm. Take my don't break of me. I'm wasted. You were right there. Oh, because director, but I don't need the director right now. Take my heart, don't break it. You were right. Wait, so why didn't it? Shouldn't it have looped back through here? Because this just returns else equals no. Or new. This one doesn't really matter what ants equals, it just needs to not equal. Hmm. Because I want it to loop back through. Let me see. Because like it works fine, right? It goes, what's the month? Takes the month, lowers it. What's the year? Takes the year, puts it together, makes it a text file, and then it runs the list check, in which it runs the path, and then it hits the print like list already exists. Return answer. Answer equals new, but then it just breaks. Wait. Oh, I don't need this. I have it here. What am I doing? I'm trolling. Well, no, actually, I do need this because I think this is better than this. Mm. Okay, it still isn't looping, so it's still not working how I'm expecting it to work. Oh, how do I get it to check? Open. Also, the games for Epic this year for free were kind of disappointing, but then again, that's also because I have so many of them and they like repeated a good number of them. Hot Wheels is free on Epic today, though. Hot Wheels Unleashed, boom boom. Oh, I understand why. River. Let's try this. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because it was returning answer equals answer equals. Yes. And so it was obviously or answer equals answer equals answer equals equals no. I don't know why I put equal equal. Uh, because that's checking if answer is equal to no to new, and then it's going like yeah, and it's just hard to explain. I know what it is. Oh, I don't actually know if I should make it like a separate thing. I guess I could, cause. Oh, I could. Okay, I kind of have like I kind of know it. Okay, so we take this right. Then we go if answer. I don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. Did I make a call it so? Oh no, because it'll check it after the function check, and the function is gonna return something else. At least it should. Equals new. Oh, with this name already exists. Yeah, I can't believe I like didn't just read this and like I could have just taken this and tossed it over here. We don't really need this anymore because that's in here. I also need the path though. Mm-hmm. So don't have to worry about this. So this is just checking if it this. So then if I run the oh it was still running. Run the new one. Yeah. But then if I run this and I do like April. Okay, yeah, it works exactly as I was expecting it to. I'm getting it. I'm evolving. So now I should have like an April 2025 in the folder. Um, yep, sure do. Okay, so hmm, I still need to make the exit thing. Mm, I need to learn how to like uh oh, I could do I could make it so that if ants is like equals something, it'll run the directory list thing, right? Like I could just tell them, be like, instead of it just being like already exists, what month is it? It'll print like it'll be like already exist, uh type this if wanting to check like what files exist, like what lists already exist, and then it'll run that, and it could turn ants into lists. Oh wait, no, I can do it off of month, right? Like if month equals word, uh, have it run the if month equals uh I don't know if this actually I don't know if this will work. I'll just say we'll just leave it blank for now. It'll run this directory list, right? Uh, it'll just directory list month. Oh, then it doesn't really matter like what it is because it doesn't really care about the answer. It'll just print the thing. But that doesn't really work because I need it to loop back to here. Because like what I want it to do, right, is it just they type in the month, the year. Also turning this into a function is nice because this would be a long ass fucking function for no reason. Uh the month, the year, it'll check if that is already made a list. It'll make a list. It'll say the list already exists. Uh it'll then be like uh it'll be like the month the list with uh the list doesn't really need with. Doesn't need list either. This list name already exists. Uh already exists. And then it'll print like type keyword check existing list, and then it'll like loop back to okay, but then if they put it in, I want it for this to like loop back to the top loop, but I guess I could just do like ants equals new, and then it goes back to here. Continue work? Oh, I still haven't put a keyword in. I guess make the keyword that. Oh, that's Why didn't it? Why did it continue? This is a string. This is a string. It should have. Oh, because it's capitalized. Do it out. I forgot that I made it lower. Oh god. Oh, learned something. It worked exactly the way I wanted it to. Um, mhm, 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 mhm. I think I could go steal the exit tool. On and on. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Foreground. program. Come on, Bella. You can type. Kind of, sort of. Mm. Still holding on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I almost did it again. For some weird reason, every time I write like or and uh for the line, I'm always thinking that it'll work like in here, right? Like it'll be like month equals list or it'll equal whatever without like having to rewrite the full thing, but that's not how it works. I actually don't know if the lowercase or brackets. We can test that. It doth work. It doth work indeed. But does this one? Hey, does work. Underestimating Python. Cool, sick. I want to do that just in case someone they see the square brackets and they be like, oh, I have to like type the square brackets. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Added like another 30 lines by itself. All right, so we added the exit tool. We added we well we refined the new list function. We added a list check function. This list check function will be pretty good because I plan on using it again. Uh, uh, I plan on using it for when they want to like check for a list. They just make this a function or just prints these? Because like, I mean, it'll be well, no, because it'll be slightly different. Because it'll be for if it doesn't exist, then type list. That's fine. I don't know if like I just don't know if it's a bit overkill because it would be repeating this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One second, bathroom break. All this thinking made me apparently digest my lunch. So, bye bye. Got myself a Kit Kat. They had a sale on these like Santa Claus shaped Kit Kats. And me and my mom were like, "Oh man, it's been forever since we had Kit Kat." So we grabbed it. They had like a bag full of them. We forget that sometimes when they do the shapes for Kit Kats, it usually they put like a little bit more chocolate. Well, a decent amount more chocolate than like the regular ones. And my mom's like, oh, she was like, it's too sweet. And I don't eat too much of it either. I eat like one every like other day or something. I'm like slowly making my way through the package. All right. Uh, I need to bring in the number check one too. I forgot about that. For the if is numeric check. Oh no, I can't actually change it to that. Did I do a year check? Mm-hmm. But I guess I could. Right, make a function that checks what year. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that's gonna be as easy as I was expecting. Mm. Mm-hmm. I guess like what I could do is like it'd be like, are you running the program for the first time? Like if yes, the first time this year. If yes, it would then uh update like a variable, right? That would update the year like allowed. But like for instance, it'd be like, are you running this program for the first time this year? Yes. What year is it? 2025. It would then, log that year into a variable. And then from then on, that would be the minimum year allowed, right? For the year check. So that way, like for instance, it's because so like for instance, say you're going from like 2024 to 2025, you read it in 2024, uh, and then you run it again in 2025, right? Like say you're on like December and you like wrote a list there for December, and then you get to January, it's like, is it the first time you're running it this year? Yes. What year is it? 2025. But then when you're writing it, right? Like, you know how in the first couple, like 1 or 2 months, people, when they're writing the date, tend to still write the year before because, you've spent like a year writing that. They would then check and be like, incorrect year, you know, is not a valid year kind of deal. And then would ask you to like input, please input the current year. Or what I could do is just get rid of that process completely and just have it be, are you running this program for the first time this year? Yes. What year is it? 2025. That saves to a year variable, and then from then on it'll just input that year in and you just have to put in the month. That's probably a much better idea because it's less code to write. Because I then don't need to do a year function check. I just need to do the number check, so that way it makes sure that you're putting in an actual number. And since I already know what year it'll be starting from, I can just have it be if number is, you know, less than this year, less than this number, be like incorrect number thing. And then like be like it's not a valid year, please input this year's number, and then it would save that uh as long as it was a value equal to or greater than, like, say 2024, it would take it. Mm. uh I'm slicing, I'm dicing. But I do that. I feel like that's like an easier way to get it done. Because then it's like, is this your first time running the program this year? No. Then it doesn't care. Just keeps going on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, I think we should go with that. Make a function. I'll probably still call it year check because it'll check if you ran the year. Uh, it'll just be like, is this, are you reading the program for the first time this year? And it'll be like yes or no. If yes, run the function. If no, carry on. Like, don't give a shit, right? You don't even need an else statement. You just go on with the rest of the code. Uh oh. And then that way they don't have to worry about it. And then, I mean, the only issue there is then I would have to have this pull year as well for for like new list, which is fine because then they won't have to do it every month. It'll just ask you what month is it. The only reason I don't want to do the same thing for month is specifically because uh it would just be, I mean, well, technically it would ask you every time you opened it for the year as well. But I feel like entering yes or no once is better than doing it, like, once you enter is better than yes or no twice. I could also just have it. Hmm, I don't know if I could have it pull the latest, like, month year, right? File. Like, just have it go through, pull the latest month year file. Because the problem is it can't go in alphabetical order because the months don't go in alphabetical order, right? January alphabetically is after December, but chronologically is before December, technically, in the year. So therefore, you can't do that. So I would have to have it check by, like, order it by date. In that case, I probably should make it make directories by year also. Because if it's going to save the year as a variable, it would probably still be better to save it like that, because then it could be year 2025, and then underneath, it'll make a directory for that. And then in that folder, it will save basically January through December all the way through. I could make a directory. I'm trying to think of a way to order it right, and you could order it like 1 through 12, right? So it's like I can make a directory where it just saves January is 1, February is 2, like etc., like all the way down. And then I can make a function that has that directory saved. And then it would be like take the month, see what the month is, return a number, and then that way when it writes the name of the file, it'll be like 1, like it'll put a 1 at the beginning. And that's why I would make it a function, because that way if they wanted to check check a list later, they wouldn't have to remember if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah. It would just pull the month from the whatever they enter, check what it, go to the directory, pull the number out, put that whole like string in one go, call it good. I'm liking these ideas. I'm liking these ideas. Mm-hmm. What else did I say I was gonna do? I don't know. Oh man, I could do this even better. I could completely get rid of all this. At least like this top part. Hmm? Why do you have to import it twice? You import date time, and then from date time you import date time again? Repo. Oh. Huh? Oh, I put month twice. That's so weird that this gets flagged. a tiny violin. And then it does it numerically, which means I can still do the directory thing just in reverse. Good news, and they're sipping on cold. Nobody knows what I'm going through, but the truth one told me living this life is blue. Stay home. Dark and light. At the end of my road. Nobody knows what I'm going through. You told me living this life would be lonely. Trying to get away from the old me and these blues. Because then if I make the, because I make if I make it right the month and year itself, I don't have to worry about user input being wrong. I need some good news. Business if nobody knows what I'm going through. And the devil wouldn't walk in my shoes. Wish someone told me get away from me. Blue. All I really need is a little good news. We need a little something bring me back to. Time now dot. Oh, I forgot. F. Oh no. STRF time. Invalid syntax. Date time dot now parentheses dot STR F time. Unless this is like, it might just be because it's old. This is from like last year. No, that still doesn't work. Oh, it needs to import date. No, it's not invalid syntax though. Because it's not V. Because it's M. Hmm. I mean, it'd probably just be easier just do it the way I was thinking. Mm. So it's still the B. I guess it's just because the syntax changed. No, it's still an invalid. How is that an invalid syntax when that's what it says what it's supposed to be written as? Oh, because it needs to be a string. Or not. Hmm. I don't really understand how this works. This says to write it as a string, but as soon as I do it as a string, it says that this doesn't get pulled. I'm actually like super confused. It worked before, right? With this, with the date, time, whatever. But trying to get it to like give me the written date, like just works it. One downside when you're like going through info is sometimes like they change things. All right, let's try this one. Alright, this one worked. I don't know why I didn't work with the other one. Oh, well, I guess maybe because I was pulling it wrong. Alright, so that works for both. So it'll be my month number. Yeah, because it gives me everything I need then. Mm-hmm. No, alright. That works. Oof. So the game plan then is to incorporate this into the new file and the make directory one. I wonder every time. But you don't need the. I basically just have to like completely remake this from scratch. Because if we make a new list, it'll be take this, we import date time. But it'll basically just be this. The month equals this. And then with that, list name equals string of a pirate. Okay. It's a pirate's life for me. I love this one. It's so good. And then and we just need to have it list check. This. Then we can change here. Oh, it still works fine because it returns yes or no. Check. Yes. Then it would print this. Oh, wrong button. Full screen did on accident. Yeah, that's fine. And then else. Do this. Do this. We'll have to put like a thing here for year. So it'll put it in the right year folder. That's going to be part of the make directory thing. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, because this way it'll give me something that I can pull numerically regardless of the month because it's going to sort it either numerically or alphabetically. Steps forward, 3 steps It doesn't really call anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't call anything because it's not anything. Mm-hmm. One required argument. And oh, it doesn't need. It doesn't. Yeah, because it numerically trumps alphabetically. Now, the caveat here is that this only works if the day they put it in is the day that gets like or like this only works if the month they put it in is the same as the month that gets made. Which would kind of make sense for the list. Mm. But this completely changes how this function works. To be fair, like it still works actually. There you get it. I almost forgot the. And I did forget. Yeah, I think I like this better. The only caveat would be like if someone cooks something on like the 31st of the month or like the end of the month, so 30th, 31st, and then they want it to like, then they forget to write it in before the next month, and they haven't made a list that month, right? I'm trying to think if I want to like work around that or I just want to leave it as is. Because generally the idea is that if you're running this on the same day that you made the food, right? So, but I'm trying to take into account, maybe you're tired, maybe you don't have a lot of stuff, maybe you're really busy that day, you don't really have, you kind of forget to run it, so then you run it the day after, but then the day after is, well, I mean, even then if you run it the day after, so it's still. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, I'm gonna give the ability to add to a list, right? So it should be fine. Well, but the problem is I don't give the ability to make a new list. I think like at the end of the day, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. I just can't tell if it's better to just make the directory right where it attaches the month and the number together and just pull from that. Hmm. I think I'll just make it work first and then figure out whatever other complicated gimmicks I want to like figure out later. Okay, make directory. I guess I don't really need it to initialize it there. Or should I? I probably should, actually. Also, this path is probably something I can in here and then just pass it into the function. Mm-hmm. Oh, because I understand now. Oh, I understand that. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to decide if I want to initialize the year inside or outside of the thing, like the variable for it. I could probably still just make a function for it, just for readability's sake. But hmm. Mm. Is this a case where I'd make it a class instead of? Well, not really, because it's not really going to be used for much. Checking what year it is. I don't really think you need to make that into a class. All right, basically, don't worry about it. I probably should just initialize it outside of the function because I'll probably end up using it on a couple of them. Actually, no, yeah, I should. Yeah, I should initialize it outside. Probably figure it out. This. Okay, so this should now be the year. So it'll check, it'll run it. Um, it'll check what year it is. Cause like, yeah, my brain's starting to hit the point where it's like, how much of this stuff can we automate so that way it doesn't get like annoying? Cause like realistically, do I need to ask the user every single time they run the program? Wait, like if it's the first time they ran it that year? No, not really. I could just initialize the year, and then when they do whatever, it'll just check if the directory exists, and then if it doesn't exist, it'll just make it, and then they can work from there. Well, I should probably tell them like it's like if it wasn't there, print directory has been made, list has been made, with the name, and then toss it, and then just let them continue. That way they at least understand that something happened. Nothing but a one, two. Leading me on. You're blowing smoke. Been watching. Fire out. Blowing smoke. Bruce, baby. Okay, yeah, I figured that was the case. I figured that was the case. That's what I wanted to try out. I want to see if it would like check both. Mm. Hmm. Oh, I forgot to do this. Hey, nice. Boom, boom. Or that worked. Does this work? No. Cannot find paths. Okay, so it'll have to end up like individually make of each folder, basically. So then it'll be like be this. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Works exactly how I wanted it to. Mm-hmm. I mean, I also could have just like cast it as an end down here, but I'd rather just it be an end times. Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't need this anymore. Uh, to be honest, we really don't need like half of these checks anymore. We still need to do this one. We'll keep this one just because I do want to give them the ability to like make their own date, right? Like if they're like if they want to. Not to mention, I mean, there's a couple other things I could do, right? It could be like the function could ask you, "Is today the day you made the dish?" If yes, it just takes the date, right? It takes the day and the month, and then just puts it in there. Uh, like it just puts it in there plus whatever you write. If no, it would ask you how many days has it been, right? And then it would subtract the number from the date. And then it would be like if number is less than 1, you print a message saying uh uh a message going, if the dish was made last month, please adjust last month's list. Which would then like cause the problem where I need to make a function where they could make the thing themselves. Which is going to be a bit of a bitch. Which makes me think I should just make the function with the directory that has the month to the number. So that way they just have to worry about putting the month or the number, like what number of month it is. So that way they don't have to worry about spelling. And then it could just pull like, it'd be like you made it in last week of December, you're trying to put it in first week of January, you go, it was like 7 days ago. It's the 2nd of January, that's going to be less than 1. It's going to go, please add to previous month's list. It'll go in, uh, you know, if they have to make a list for it, it would have to be a thing. Realistically speaking, anybody who's using this should be at least using it like once a month. So it should always have like a previous month list down. But let's be honest, people tend to forget and stuff like that. So I should have an option to allow to make a list. Mm, yeah, 10-minute break. Brain has been braining too much. Let's give it a little bit of a break. But oh, I mean, I'm learning things today. I don't know. Basically, I've taken the habit of doing maintenance on my mouse while like cleaning out dust and stuff when I'm taking these 10-minute breaks. Pretty helpful for the thing. But yeah, I've learned honestly not as far ahead as like I was expecting to be today, but I've learned a decent chunk of stuff. Like through like obviously learned how to pull the info of like what day, month, year it is, so that way the user doesn't have to worry about it. Um, which is really good for this sort of thing. To be honest, like that'll also translate pretty well to Granblue for like saving it. Like probably like when I save the file, we'll probably have it save like what year it is or something, or maybe like in the list itself, we'll save maybe the date. Nah, probably not. I don't feel like that's like absolutely necessary. Either way, it's a pretty good. I feel like it's something good to know. Like realistically, I could probably stop looking at the MIT stuff and the MOOC stuff for now, and probably just focus on the side projects, and I'd learn a lot. But there's still some concepts and stuff that I would like to like have a kind of introduction to before going into it. Because to be honest, like I feel like the basic knowledge I need is probably already acquired. I just need to do projects like this to kind of cement them in my head and how they work, and then just get used to looking up information, which that's kind of just par for the course for me as a person. Because usually if I play games and stuff, I tend to like do a lot of research. Depends on the game, honestly. There's a couple games I'll do a lot of research. There's a couple games I don't. If it's something that like is pretty grind intensive and like time constrained somehow, like for instance MMOs and stuff like that, or certain gacha games, I will definitely be pretty researchy and figure out like how to do things. Especially in MMOs. In MMOs, I generally like to do a lot of uh research ins and outs. At least when I was younger. Though it kind of also just depends on how serious I am on the MMO and how much like that additional information is actually important to know. Like in World of Warcraft, I was just constantly on top of patch notes. Like every time there was a new one, like I was the guy. People in my guild would be like, "Hey Mello, what's in the patch notes? Who's crying this week?" I'd be like, "Well, Warriors, like always." And then I'd fill people in on all the changes and stuff, to boss fights, to dungeon runs, to classes and specs and stuff like that. Like I was that guy because I just like doing that. I like knowing things. It's kind of my thing. Well, I like knowing things that I'm interested in. I'll never say no to learning like new information, but in order for me to go out of my way to learn said new information, I need to be like interested in it, which I feel like is pretty normal for most people. Finally figured it out without you. Because like for instance, and well, it also has some degree to like how much effort it requires to like getting better at something. Because like realistically, I'd love to be able to draw like to a decent degree. I sometimes do little doodles for people here and there, and then every time I do, I sit there and I'm like, bro, this looks like hot garbage. But and realistically, that's a practice thing, right? You put in time, you put in effort, and the more time and effort you put into it, the better you're gonna get over time, which is true for basically most things, especially things that require like personal skill level. But it's just a case of art for me has always been like a passing interest. Every once in a while, I'll be like, man, I want to draw something, and then I'll like doodle things, and then I'll be like, I'm good. And it's not necessarily because it's like, oh, it looks terrible, I'm suck at drawing kind of deal. It'll just be a case of like, I don't know, everyone like I guess like a hobby interest you could say, where it's like every once in a while I don't know, I just want to draw. So I'll just draw something and then just go from there. Coding is like a completely different beast. I'm having a fucking blast doing these, even when I'm confused and lost and having moments where I'm like, man, this is a piece of garbage and stuff like that. Like what I made and stuff like that. Like it's a really enjoyable process. But that's just because I think like as a person, I'm more of like technical sided. I forget which sides it is. There's all the research they've done where it's like left side or right side. I forget which side's like one side's like more your brain for artistic things, creativeness, and the other one's like more for your like technical stuff. But like I'm someone who's always had a pretty decent imagination because I liked reading books a lot when I was younger. Stuff like that. And but I don't know. It's just like I liked reading books, but I never had like the I liked reading books and I always wished I had a way to like put my imagination like into physical things, but I'd never really had a drive to like the passion to learn how to write a book, right? Like if that makes sense. Mostly due to the fact that I just don't like writing personally. Like that's actually something I don't like doing. I hated taking English. It's hard for me to be able to like put my thoughts down in a constructive order on paper, which I feel like, you know, most people would be like, oh, well, that's me too. I was like, no, apparently, like, all of my English teachers have always been just like, how do you have so many ideas? And they're just like all over the place. And I'm like, fucking no. Because they're just like, your brain knows the information. It's just, it doesn't want to put it down, like, in the proper order for things. And I just, just how it thinks. I just write down what I think. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, for instance, right now I'm kicking myself because I don't like the order of my functions. They're kind of all over the place. Good for a season. Picking fights with my friends, I don't need them. All of this overthinking got me drinking. Help me sleep on. I don't wanna sugarcoat this. And I really have done a poor job of keeping this mouse like well maintained. Really should be a little better at that. I guess these 10-minute breaks will make it. Will be that. I wish I had a can of air though. We don't have any like compressed air in the house right now. It's a little unfortunate. I can use like my little screwdrivers to get some of the dust and stuff out, but there's some other ones that are a bit more stubborn, and having like a compressed air or like a vacuum or something would help. But I do not have access to that. I think I may have fixed the mouse wheel problem though. I wonder if there's just something in there and I kind of like dislodged it, like some sort of dust or something got stuck in there. But I did take a little bit out of like in the mouse wheel area. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like coding. Coding's fun so far. And regardless of how I feel about it after I try to get a job doing it, I'll probably try to stick with it for a while because it's probably my best bet at something that's not just flipping burgers at a McDonald's to find work in the sooner rather than later department. Mm-hmm. All right, break time's over. Back to the tinking. Put the screwdrivers in. If I put it back, I mean like walk 3 steps to my left, put it back in front of the TV that I never turn on. Gracias, perdón. No, I did that and my brain like fully reset. I don't even know what I was working on this. Alright, I was working on this stuff. So this should take what year it is. I should make a directory. That will be sorted by year, and then inside of that year, when it makes the new list, it'll take the. Well, we don't really need this here anymore, right? Because I can just run year here. We don't need this line. We just need the month. So I initialize the year outside of the, like, as a variable in the main body of the code. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want to get rid of this because I want to give them the ability to make a list if they need to. It's probably a very rare occurrence once they start using it, right? But it's still better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So then, but I think I should just make a function that has a directory in it that just returns the month depending on like what month they're trying to do. Mm. You know, I this is kind of funny because we still haven't even actually made it to reading and writing on the list. I've spent like probably well, we only started this project last week. So we've spent about like close to 7 hours. And that's just been setting up like the file and the list, its creation itself, right? Like what directories and stuff. Though a lot of that has been because I've had to research things and then do it because I'm learning. But I'm hoping that the writing portion goes a little faster. But I feel like this is the part that's a bit more of a pain because this is like, I mean, this is like command line shit. You're navigating paths through files and stuff like that. Mm. It feels so weird because I woke up like half rested and I'm sitting in front of my computer and I feel tired as crap. Oh, I just want a good night's sleep. I don't even know why, bro. I get like 9 hours of sleep, sometimes even more. And I feel like I haven't slept at all. Friendly Rivals is like game mode that's everyone is Jeff and you play. Yeah, it does. That was one of the that was up when I on the day that I tried it. You run around as Jeff, both teams, and you get a cute little Christmas themed Jeff skin from completing missions and stuff. The game mode's actually not bad, like as a core concept, because Jeff's kit fits it really well. But they're really shit at balancing the teams. Pretty bad. I had like every game I had, it was either we were beating the shit out of the enemy team or we were getting the shit kicked out of us by the enemy team. There was no like close fight at all whatsoever. Like just none. I also learned that if you want to play it and not like get really annoyed at getting eaten and thrown off the map, probably hug the side that has the wall. Because for whatever reason, that side, even though it looks like you can spit somebody off the edge, you can't. Like they'll bounce off of an invisible wall and get back in. It's kind of funny. So I would just take that side. I don't even care if someone's there. I'm still there too. It's a fun little mode though. It's not bad. Probably like one of the only things. Oh, it's like, oh, spray my little thing on the ground. Spray my little thing on the ground. And then you randomly like have the enemy Jeff that just doesn't miss his right clicks, and then you're just like, I'm just trying to be a funny little guy, spitting on the ground, and you're killing me in cold blood. Called the police. Okay, I want to keep the. Actually, do I? Probably not, because I'll probably just end up rewriting it after I do the function with the directory. Add it to the list. All right. So we have. It doesn't really need to care about this because it's just gonna check, and if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it makes it. I think that's probably better. But we basically have this done. Good emotion. Good. Oh, no. A function to check if the input is an integer for date entry. We'll need the number check. Maybe we don't really need to remember because I just took it from my other thing. Uh, Video and folder. We did this one. Yeah, honestly, like Rivals as like a base for a game is like I think it's pretty solid, honestly. Like as much as I said that I probably won't reinstall it again. Well, alone. It's a game that it's I guess for me it's like I'd sort it into Overwatch territory of it. You'll never see me play that game like solo, like period. But if people are like, "Hey, do you want to play Marvel Rivals?" I'd be like, "Sure, I'll install it for that." Because like I think as a concept, it has a really nice concept. I just think its balancing is you know, it needs some work, but then again, it's a new game, so it's normal. And it's a new game that came out like towards the holiday season, which generally means that balancing is a little slow. Like PoE 2 has that problem right now because PoE 2 they did their patch, and then I'm mistaken they're not like doing any patches for the early access until after New Year's. So like whatever's broken, and there's like a lot of things kind of broken right now causing problems. There's probably gonna be a pretty decent sized patch on the next one. Like there's a lot of things that people found like when they went on break that were broken, and not even a case of like, oh, we found this and we're hiding it. It was just a case of like I'm pretty sure it's like it would have been less of a problem if it had come out when it originally was supposed to come out, but it came out later than they wanted to, so it came out a little too close to the holiday seasons. So you know, can't really keep up with it. But I feel like that's just the case of a lot of games right now that came out towards the end of the year. I think that's why it's like so dangerous to release a game, or at least like a live service ish game at the end of the year, because it's like you kind of got to keep up with the balancing. But at least the only saving grace, I guess, is that Marvel Rivals balancing isn't like the worst. To be fair, the balancing is not like super terrible. I'd only really say I ran into only really two characters. I feel that. Well, again, caveat. This is just from playing for a very short amount of time and then like watching people play. Because I've definitely spent way more time watching people I know play it than I have. But even then, like, good number of them are pretty good. And I think I forgot to check what rank CC was. CC was pretty up there. I was watching her play last night. She's been playing Penny for the tanks. But like the only two characters I feel need like nerfs. But not necessarily nerfs, but adjustments would be Jeff's ult. Like take power out of Jeff's ult and put it into the rest of his kit. And then Doctor Strange feels a bit oppressive as a tank. Like honestly, he's probably like the one tank when I see him, I'm like, like on the enemy team. Though to be fair, at higher elos, I think he falls off a little bit because at higher elos, I've been seeing more Magnetos and Hulks pop up. Because it's pretty normal. There's characters right there's a pretty big disparity between higher low elos because they require like to be good to play. Like for instance, like Wolverine's in the game, and a lot of people early on were like Wolverine sucks, and then a lot of there's a decent, well not a lot, but apparently a decent batch of really good players picked up Wolverine, and they were like, he's kind of broken. He was a little disgusting, and so like now apparently Wolverine's like banned a decent amount at like higher elo and rank. No, I think it just depends on like what name you see on the other side. Yeah, you know, fuck it, fuck that function. I'll just remake it if I have to, because I'll make the directory. That'll be different anyway. I can't believe I'm hungry already. I had a pretty decent sized lunch. I'm pretty hungry. A lot of Polyphia today on the shuffle. Here for it. Mm-mm. Mm, mm, mm. Bow, bow. They're like everybody goes over for like their guitars, but honestly, like their whole thing, they're just so good. Melding like beats and you know the front and the back together really good. You know the tank just doesn't feel right. He can throw tanks like to make him. To be honest, like he kind of does. Like I get the joke, but No, Magneto's definitely like tank. Especially like the you see some of the shit that he's done in the comics, dude. Fucking get a missile thrown at him, he just stops it, turns it around, throws it back. Like, oh no, how'd that happen? Yeah. Magneto's like the Darth Vader of X-Men, honestly. He is the I am surrounded by fear and dead men character. I love Magneto. Bro, this I'm telling you, this is why my mom was worried about me when I was younger. She'd be like, "Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite X-Men?" Magneto. Magneto's not an X-Men. He's in the show, ma. He's in the show. I don't know what you want from me. He's right there. He's got mutant powers. Seems pretty X-Men to me. Mom's like, the X-Men are fighting him. Disagreements amongst different individuals in the same group happens, Mom. We argue in this house all the time. The only difference is we're not throwing the fridge around. Uh, Transformers. Who's your favorite Transformers? Megatron. He's a Decepticon. He's in the show, Mom. My mother was very concerned for me when I was younger. Every time. Who's your favorite Jedi? Darth Vader. He's a Sith Lord. It happens. My two top favorite characters from Star Wars was Darth Vader from the first three movies, quote unquote, and then it was Darth Maul from the trilogy from the prequel trilogy. My mom was like, "What is with you and these Siths?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's not my fault. They make them look cool. What do you want from me?" All right, so we got the new list, so that way I don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna have to like adapt this block of code down here. Mm. Already have that done. Oh yeah, this needs a year also. Oh wow, yeah, I need to put a year in a lot of things. This one actually we can just pull this out. I actually don't even know why I have attached to new list. It really doesn't need to be on new list at all. Take this. Do we even need to return anything? We don't really need to return anything. Oh shit. Breaking here. No, because it needs to be in a loop. I'll just have it return here. It's not gonna like do anything though. What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this way, like, if they say no, it's not gonna just it just won't make the directory. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure this works the way I want it to work. Okay, it does. Dragging around whisper. New list choice. It'll drag this. Answer is new. Or input the or input date import date time. We'll take this. Yeah, okay. This is where I need to like choice equals new. Choice equals new. Bro, I'm telling you, it's just shuffling through all the Polyphia songs. Wait, do I even? I have shuffle on. It has to. There's no way it pulls out those. Yeah, it's just been going through like it'll do like a couple songs Polyphia, a couple songs Polyphia, a couple songs Polyphia. I'm here for it. Um, I'm trying to figure out the name of the input because basically here I need it to ask, uh, is the list for this month or for last month? Oh no, it's just like, is the list for this month? Yes. Just make new list. No. Uh, um, just saying that, like, kind of like, just was like, why don't I just call it this month as a variable? Uh, no, it'll then be like, then it'll run a different list creation one that would then ask them what month number, and then like do examples like, January equals 1, February equals 2. Oh, that's why it like tabbed the backwards. Um, oh, it's because it ended. It also just needs to run. Put it up here. Function. Which I'll need to make the directory one first. I'm just gonna try to separate those. Well, actually, no, I think we're gonna separate them based on like usability. Or not usability, but like kind of group them around like this is for file folder, file directory. This is for like inside of the file. Why is everything about? But you can make the delete file pretty easy. Because it's just using the path. So this one would be like add check delete. Because with add check delete, it'll just ask them if they would like to. Would you like to do the? Because this is where we work with the files, right down here. So down here it makes sense to have it just be like, do you want to add to the list? Do you want to check the list, or do you want to delete the list? And then I'd also have to have it. Yeah, see if you want to, okay, I already, the past me was already on the ball. I don't know if I should make it up. Because they're not really going to use it in anything else. But it would kind of allow the code to be a little bit more flexible. I could write it. And upon doing research last week, I remember that it was like you never can go wrong making a function, just even if it's just to make it a function, because it just Using functions just makes shit better. And you know what? I live by those words. I think we're just gonna make the, but we're gonna stick with it where it's gonna be, we're gonna turn like everything under continue. Well, basically we're gonna do what we did here, right? Like I didn't write the code here for the new list, right? I just made a function and then it calls the function. We'll just do the same shit here because it'll just make it easier to like sort through. Like if you just want to go straight to it, it's like, all right, where's the part that deals with files? Here. What functions are being called? This? All right. Where's the check the thing? Read what it does. Line of action confirmed. Also, I like that I started doing this. Like making the function over here so that way it's like I'm not scrolling 20 million miles up and down. And I can just copy and paste stuff over. This is obviously its name. Mm-hmm. 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 I feel like I spelled that wrong. No, I spelled it right. Mm-hmm. I need the path one. I have to import OS. Yeah, I'm kind of just trying to spit everything on it that I want it to do, and then we'll like refine it later. Import OS. Uh, get check equal. But mm-hmm. Okay. Oh right, I didn't make that a string. I also forgot to check check color. Mhm. Um, anyway. The thing is, I need to remember to go into all these different functions and put the exit function like in them also. I probably should do that now, honestly. Because like the exit function is actually a function that just needs to exist because I have like the plan is to put that in every single spot that an input is being taken. So that way the user can exit the program at any time. But I'll worry about that later. That's refining I can do later once I have like all of the input spots, how I want them, where I want them. I think this is fine though. Oh, I don't need to cast this as an int. Got a little overzealous there. That's gonna give me an error because it's gonna be like, oh, I don't know what you want from me. It's YES. And then it can't be lowercase either because it's yeah. Now I need to test it. Okay, so list name. List name. All right, we have December. So it'll be delete file. List name is 12. Five. I know it's not gonna match up, but it's just because I already have that file like made, so it'll work. Uh, oh, it's doesn't have the .txt. There we go. That works. You know, actually, this isn't like enough. I actually have to do more. How long till Discover little. Okay, this is where I need to make the other one. I need to make the directory that stores the number to the month because it's going to be way too much of a pain in the ass to make sure that they have it written like this. So it would be month number would go there. And then not very much more. Is it? Nope. I was like, wait, nope, nope. Because there's some songs they kind of like lull you in, right? Or like their little like calm at the beginning, and then they're like, and it's like, yeah. At the sky, God, that's a. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is where I need to make the directory function that has the directory that saves like the number to the month, and then from there it would pull the month based off of the number, right? Uh, and then it would put the file name together. So that way, they don't have to worry about accidentally deleting a file. Mm-hmm. I got plenty of time. I should probably make the directory first because that's probably easier. I keep calling it directory. It's library, isn't it? Why do I keep calling it directory? What is it called? I don't know. I got it brought up directory with like navigating paths again, and then it like kicked me back to when I was doing my associate's degree, where directory is what you called file, like folders. So I called everything. You call everything directory. There's directories and there's files, and then there's different types of files and there's different types of directories. Dictionary, that's what it is. That's why, because it's starts with the same letter, also ends with a Y. Mm-hmm. 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 I did spell it right, finally, for once in my life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We gotta make it a string. I'm in Austin. Mm-hmm. I break these lines like I can. I don't think so, right? Oh no, I can. Sick. September is another one that I kind of tripped myself up on. Nice. I know there's certain cases where I can't do this, but I'm glad that dictionary is not one. Mm-hmm. 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 Say I'm just your time. Your Friday, I'm on Monday with a reservation. I can't. I'll take these don't die. Mm-hmm. What is it? Oh, right. It's wait, no. Name in student. Grade equals grades. Okay, yeah. Okay, that is how that works. Yeah. So with this, I don't have to worry about them writing anything and potentially getting the number wrong or getting the writing wrong. Yeah. This can now get added over there. It would be month, number, month, year. Txt. Let me take this. Put it here. So now it should work. So if I create a text document that is 12 underscore December underscore 2024. Well, I think it should be 2025. All right. So this should work. Hopefully, if I wrote this right. From this here, yes. 12. 3-month deck does not. Did I miss? Write it somewhere? Is it because I have it like under? I don't think it matters the order. Does it? Oh, it did. Okay, yeah. So I have to make sure that's above this. Or at the very least, I have to make sure it's like. I think it's because it was underneath the delete file. Like I'm pretty sure if I just put it here, it would still work. Yep. Let's go. Oh, nice. I know you guys can't see it because it's not gonna show anything over here. Oh, because I forgot to have it say so. I'm glad you guys pointed that out. That's a great thing. You guys are so smart. You guys are so smart. Smarter than me. Okay, so we have delete file. We have the dictionary. Delete a file. We have this. This is why I've started getting into the habit of just saving things that I do when I'm learning them, right? Like the date time things. Like that's why I was like saving all the examples. Really helpful when you have to go back and check things out. All right. Are they right? My room feels cold, but like because of humidity. Oh, it is a humidity of 79%. Why don't you just hit me with a missile to the face while you're. It's supposed to hit like the highs of 66 tomorrow, and then by like Thursday we're going back to like below freezing. Jeez Louise. Please, if you're just gonna freeze my nuts off, freeze them off. Do this like don't do this Katy Perry song to me, dog. The brain can't take it. It gives me headaches. All right, so we made the function for that. I still need to make one that allows for manually create a new list. We're slowly making our way to being able to mess around with like actually writing to a file. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. We're getting there. I just have to make sure, yeah, .txt. I have to make sure that like all the list names are .txt. Problem is, your body like a fiend, like a bad habit. Mm-hmm. Problematic. Problem is that I'm with you. I'm not gonna lie though, my brain is like I can feel it like losing focus like pretty badly. Like I'm staring at the code and my brain's like blanking. Uh so I think that I'm just gonna wrap it up there. That was pretty good done. we actually got a lot more done than I was expecting, right? We had a lot of probably like almost 3 times as much comments up here. It was really good that I was able to easily be able to implement the things that I want. I still need to go down here and make sure to refine double check made. Like I need to make sure, like there's still a lot to change here. New list automation. Allowing we'll call it custom for now. List made. I need to write these down so I don't forget. Because even though I'll have like even if I write them up here, I'll have to remember like where to put them. Annual. Which will pull from the make use of month diction. Because I'm trying to like it went from like I kind of haven't had an epiphany while going through this, right? Where it's like I would have to do so many different checks for user input being exactly the same because it's case sensitive. So like for instance, if the person wants to make a new list and then they put in February with a lowercase, it's going to make that as a new list. And then when they go back to look and it like lists off the files, it's going to be like February with a capital F 2025, February with a lowercase f 2025, and they're going to be like this piece of shit program, why does it do this? So if I just take that part out, that that chance of error out, then we have less problems, so also just the whole point of coding is the coder loses his mind so that way the user does not have to. That if everybody has to make me explain coding to them, that's how I would explain it. Or anything like, to be honest, tech related, the person making it loses their mind so that way the user doesn't have to. Now, to be fair, there's a lot of people that don't do that, and then they like kind of just half lose their mind, and then the user has to lose the other half of their mind to have a full mind loss. But I'm trying not to be like one of those guys. This needs the number check. Number check. I need to cast it as a string here. Extra. No. Realistically, I could just cast it as a string, period, and it wouldn't matter. I just have to like recast all these integers as strings. But I'm lazy. And not to mention that's like going into the number check. Actually, I don't even need to cast it as a string for the number check. I think the number check in and of itself should cast it as a string. Yeah. Like, why am I gonna have to cast it in here as a string for no reason? It'll probably confuse whoever looks at it. It makes way more sense if you look down here and you're like, why is he casting this as a string? And then you have to like keep going back up every time you run into it. Like, it's bad code. Like, I should just be like, okay, he has number check casts as a string, that's what it does. And then anytime I see the word number check from there on, it should just be like, okay, I know what it is. Because like the point is seeing that string is gonna like call attention to it, and then your brain will probably be like, wait, what does that do again? Don't want that. It's already bad enough if you're debugging it and it's like You already have to like think things through. Also, I am like 100% ready for this to break when I actually try to run it like all together. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess something up in this block right here. But yeah, we got actually, like, to be honest, on one hand, we got less than I was expecting because we still haven't gotten to the ability to, read write file. But we got more done than I was expecting because I think we just about finished with. Well, I'm pretty sure we're done with the directory file things. I'm just wrapping up the file naming for easeability. Because the point is that at no point do I want the person having to write the name of the file. Right? Like originally I thought that would be a good thing. Terrible idea. So the only thing I want from them is to know what they want to do, whether they want to make a new list, check an old list, add to an old list, delete an old list. And then after that, the only other inputs I want to know, aside from like when we get to the part where they have to add things to the list, if like the only things I want them to do for file naming is give me a year if it's not the same, if it's not the right year, right? And give me a number for what month they're trying to pull. And so that way, then I'll have the program itself write the file name. So that way it'll be the same exact file name regardless. And then the only caveat will be if it's the wrong file because of user input. Now, to be fair, I honestly think in thinking back on it, I should make a function to check for if the input is what they want, especially for deletion and the manual creation. So that way they don't accidentally make it. I will say for the manual creation, it'll run the file check anyway, so that'll be fine. It'll probably catch whatever has a problem there. But it's mostly just for the deletion because I would not want the user to accidentally delete a list just because they're like finger slipped and they weren't paying attention. So no, probably not make a function. Probably just specifically for deletion to make sure that like what they inputted is actually what they wanted to delete. Or should I just make it a function? Because if I make it a function, I could also just do it for the creation, right? For when they're making a new list. No, because that's gonna get caught on the list thing. So yeah, no, we'll add it in here. We'll do it in the in the deletion part. This is why I like to spend the last like 10 minutes or so thinking about the things I want to get done because I can write it down since I'm trying to like focus on writing the code during the entirety of the project. Alter deletion function to ask user if file did for one written correctly is the intended one. All right, so what we have left is to. This does not belong up here. This belongs down here. Because this is for read writing. Make function to manually create a new list. Delete, alter delete function to ask user if the file getting deleted is the intended one. I thought about adding to check if the function if the user wanted to delete or create multiple lists, but realistically speaking, the lists are going to be on a monthly basis, right? And then inside of that file is going to be on a day basis. I don't quite know how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out. Well, it'll probably be a case of like add the things, put it in a list, sort the list. So that way, it'll sort by the day number, and then toss it in list. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. That part's probably gonna take like another like 4 hours trying to figure it out. Like we'll worry about that when we get there, right? Even though I should probably add it because I'm probably gonna forget. Got to. Oh, that's gonna be so hard. I just thought about it. That's gonna be such a pain in the ass. Again, it should be fine if the person. Well, I guess like I think it should be fine if because I just have to remember to this will be part of this problem. Or if they want to do repeated entries, make sure that it's sorted. Because like for instance, right, you're going like, oh, I made this on the 25th. I made this on the 26th, on 27th. Oh wait, I made this on the 24th. Add that to it. I wouldn't want them to then have to like, for when it saves the list that it would be like saves to the file that it would be 25, 26, 27, 24. I would want it to take that, take the 24, put it at the top, and then, like even if they put it in whatever order, it still will order it numerically, at least from the inputs they put in from top to bottom. Now, if they forget, I don't know if I can actually do that with a text file. Aside from like making it like, I guess, take the. Oh, I guess I could do that, right? You just. It'd probably be a bit of a bitch and a half, but you take the entire like text file, put it in a list, and then take whatever user input, append it to the list, sort that list, and then basically rewrite the file. Because I don't think with text, like with a text file, I can be like, find 25, 23, make space, add 24, right? But who knows? We'll find out. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. Well, that's like 90% of the reason I'm doing this. The other 10% is to give Ma something so that she can use. And then that way, my older brother decides to feel like, what is she doing in the garage? He's like, I'm coding. Fuck off. Leave me alone. None of your business. Mind your own chicken nuggets. Damn. Nosy? Goodness. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, though. The nice little. We hit all the points, right? We sorted it. We have a good number of the stuff done. I've tested it modularly, like independent of each other. So once we get it up and running, we'll find out if it works. It probably won't, and then we'll probably spend another 4 days debugging it, which good experience. If it does magically work first try, I'm too good. If it doesn't, I suck. But either way, it's still fine. So yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just call it there. I'm kind of hungry, so I think I'm just we'll go say hi to Lynn, playing Marvel Rivals. If you aren't super interested in Marvel Rivals, blames the lyric because he brought it up earlier. So I'm just gonna eat y'all over. But yes, thank everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. I thoroughly enjoy this like side project stuff. It's pretty fun. I like putting things together, and I treat coding like Legos basically, except that I don't have to pay for them. But it was Aaron Day. If you have a good day, it was Aaron Day. Hope you as well. Stay safe, stay hydrated. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.